Hello, PJ Roscoe here. I'm the author of the award-winning novel Diary of Marjorie Blake, the 2017 Marie M. Irvine Literary Excellence Award, of which I am truly honoured and I feel blessed to have been chosen. Today I'd like to read you a little extract from Diary of Marjorie Blake, and then I'll tell you a little bit about why I wrote it. February 28th, 1853. I endure yet another visit from Captain John and his mother. Thankfully, his father is engaged elsewhere. Out of all three, Sir George is the most bearable, mainly due to the fact that he prefers my father's company. We stroll in the park opposite my parents' home as the spring is slowly descending onto the earth. It truly is glorious, watching the many colours begin to protrude upwards. Daffodil and crocus peep out from everywhere, and buds are forming on all the surrounding trees. Children play around us, while couples share a blanket here and there on the few benches littered around the walkways, whilst others stroll arm in arm. I walk separately from Captain John, while our mothers follow behind. I can almost feel my mother's eyes burning into my back as I behave as though he were not even here. He spoke on occasion about various people we saw and the heat of the sun, but beyond that we walk in silence. When our mothers catch up, we stop for tea at a quaint tea room. Captain John inquires about the wedding gown and the preparations, which in turn give our mothers leave to discuss invitations and those they have received. I catch his eye as they converse in earnest and see something in his face that makes me stare all the more. He is enjoying himself, knowing that I am not. He knows of my loathing for this union, and he has brought up the wedding conversation, knowing it will make me uncomfortable, and that brings him pleasure. Even now, as I write these words, I am fearful of this man, a man who only months ago I had considered no threat to me. It may be my imagination. It may be that I am searching for any excuse to hate him, and yet I cannot get that look on his face out of my thoughts. Diary of Marjorie Blake came about because I wanted to explore what women have endured for centuries. Men, in all their so-called power, have somehow made us inferior. I wanted to explore how that came about, why we endure it, and continue to endure it. It seems that as women we give away our power way too easy. We allow so much to be done to us. And for what? Because society dictated that it should be so. I don't think so. Our choices have never been good. Our choices have perhaps been limited. Perhaps they haven't always been kind and safe choices. But we've had choices. We have had no voice, we have had no power. At least that's what we thought. But within Diary of Marjorie Blake, I show that nobody has any power over you unless you give it to them. No one has any power over your feelings or your thoughts, and in many ways, your actions. Women had no rights for centuries. And who decided that? Men did. And we allowed it to happen. I wonder why. I wonder at which point in our history did we decide that we were going to allow men to become superior to us. And they've revelled in that power for way too long. time to take that power, ladies. We are equal to men. It's about time they remembered that. Without us, they wouldn't be here. So Diary of Marjorie Blake, as I say, came about because I wanted to show women that you do have power, you do have a voice. And your choices may not be easy, but you do have choices. It doesn't mean that we have to give up being mothers. We can be whatever we want to be. But what we don't do is allow a government to dictate how much we should be paid just because we have a pair of breasts and a womb. And we shouldn't allow society to dictate how we can bring up our children, whether we can breastfeed them in public, just because society has deemed breasts as something that sell products and turn men on. No. Breasts are milk bottles. They are there for our children, not for men's pleasure. That comes after, if we choose it. It's about time society changed their idea on that. We can do whatever we want to do. So I urge you. The Diary of Marjorie Blake urges you. Thousands of women suffered to give us a vote. Use it. Thousands of women have died and suffered to give us our rights. Use them. Be who you truly want to be. Don't give away your power. Be happy. Feel love. Feel compassion. It doesn't mean you have to give away your femininity. Woman is more powerful as a woman. We don't need to be anything else. We don't have to pretend to be anything else. I wish you love. And I wish you joy. And find your power. Blessed be.